What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Figure It Out! Out of the Basement's action figure podcast / talk show. Today, we've got a fan episode for you. This episode suggestion comes from our good, longtime friend of the channel, supporter, FigFury79.
Yep. He says, also, for a future Figure It Out show, maybe talk about a line that you guys want to get into but haven't yet or won't, and tell the reasons why you like them but will not collect them, and or a line you recently got into. Keep up the cool vids.
So there you go. Of course, I'm Nate. I'm joined with Justin.
What's up, guys?
And if you are new to Figure It Out, this is our action figure podcast. We mainly talk about NECA, Black Series, a little bit of Marvel Legends every once in a while. Some
Not really anymore.
Not really anymore, but we are going to mention them in this episode, though.
Sure.
And we also do like to take fan suggestions for episodes, do a little fun, top 10s, what have it. So, of course, this is our fan episode, and we're mainly going to be making this episode about why we do not collect SH Figuarts figures.
Right.
We get endless comments pretty much anytime we talk about the Black Series.
Mm-hmm.
But you guys should get SH Figuarts. You guys should get, sell your Black Series, get into SH Figuarts.
Ooh.
SH Figuarts is so much better. This and that. So we're going to kind of explain why we don't collect SH Figuarts, nor will we ever really collect SH Figuarts figures. We're specifically going to be talking about the Star Wars side of things. SH Figuarts, of course, does a lot of stuff.
Right.
But mainly, we're going to be talking about Star Wars specifically, because that's usually when we get the comments. So, I think, number one, biggest factor, the price.
Yeah, budget.
SH Figuarts seem to go anywhere from $50 to $90-something, depending on where you're buying it from, if it's an exclusive, this and that.
Yeah.
And while I'm no stranger to purchasing expensive figures, I do have a couple Mezco 112s in my collection, which are more expensive. The difference between that is I feel like the cloth goods on the Mezco figures just kind of add a little bit of something extra. And most of the SH Figuarts, I don't know if they have any cloth good figures, but I assume most of them are just like normal plastic figures, because I did at one point own an SH Figuarts action figure.
Yeah, the Stone Cold Steve
Stone
Austin.
Cold. And it was a pretty disappointing figure. I picked it up for a really great price. It was on sale super cheap on Amazon one time. But just like the stiff joints, I felt like the posability was really limited for Stone Cold. And he felt to me, and obviously I can't speak to the quality of Star Wars figures, it could be a totally different ballpark, but he kind of felt cheap to me.
Really?
Yeah. But I don't think it was a bootleg or anything. Like, it was a legit figure bought directly from Amazon.com, not from a third-party seller. So it just kind of, I was just like, okay, so it was a so-so experience, and I didn't feel the need to, go, this figure's great. I'll start collecting the Star Wars stuff. So, of course, Black Series wins all day when it comes to price.
Yeah, and that goes hand in hand with budget.
Yeah.
Like, from our current life situations right now, we just don't have all the money in the world to spend on figures, and I think
that is true.
The Black Series 6-inch line is the perfect budget-friendly, collector-friendly, budget collector friendly line. In the recent years, with the addition of the face printing technology, the gap is closing on the especially
difference
with modern
of quality.
Black Series figures.
Yeah, like the example that I personally see is like the Mace Windu, like the SH Figuarts versus the Black Series Mace Windu. Their face sculpts, honestly, I think only based on photos, I think the Black Series face printing looks better than the SH Figuarts version. Obviously, the SH Figuarts version is older, but still, it's still $50 to $60 figure.
Yeah, and we've been collecting thoroughly, I would say, since 2015.
Well, yeah, you started your collection. I've, of course, kind of been a lifelong collector, on and off.
Well, for Black Series.
Yeah, Black Series, we started around the same time.
So, it's just all what we've amassed, and for people saying sell your Black Series, well, there are plenty of figures that are in the Black Series that do not have SH Figuarts.
Yeah,
figures like the Black Series dives into the more obscure characters as well.
That is true.
Like the bounty hunters. I'm sure there's not an SH Figuarts for like a Zuckuss or
IG-88. There is for Boba Fett, but
Yeah.
Boba Fett doesn't count. He's like a super iconic Star Wars figure. And yeah, that is another great point is SH Figuarts, obviously they're more expensive and they clearly make fewer, or they're more deliberate in their choices of what, you know, figures they release. And yeah, the Black Series is just a much deeper line.
Right.
So many more obscure characters.
It's just another rabbit hole that I don't need to go down.
Yeah.
Because I mainly collect NECA and Black Series, and that's fine. Like, anything more, I'm just going to break the budget in half.
And it's completely understandable. And yeah, so the lack of a real deep well of characters, there are plenty of awesome characters in the line. And we're not saying that SH Figuarts figures look like shit or anything like that. They obviously look good.
Yeah, the Lukes.
Yeah, the Lukes look fantastic. If there was any SH Figuarts figure I would get, it would be Return of the Jedi Luke. Obviously, they look great. I'm sure the articulation is really good as well. But just for us, you know, we're too far into the Black Series. For us,
too far in to the Black Series, and then there's budget. And even if you wanted to mix and match, like, they're not in the same scale either, right?
Yeah. SH Figuarts, I believe, are slightly smaller than the Black Series. So
you couldn't even cheese it, really? I mean,
I'm sure some characters you could fudge it, like Yoda, like characters that are deliberately big or small. I feel like you could fudge it, but like having a human like Luke next to like a stormtrooper, and the stormtrooper's like way bigger than he is, you know, it's not really going to work out.
He is a little short for a stormtrooper.
Right. But I'm just saying in general, it would be like, it wouldn't even be like, it'd be like his body. Like everything about him is smaller, not just he's shorter.
Yeah, so, and then there's that. Like, you can't really mix and match regular.
Which, I mean, I know there's people out there that do fudge it, but for us, you know, it's just stick with the Black Series. Almost every single Star Wars character, I guarantee by the end of the Black Series, will have been in the Black Series.
Yeah, I really hope so, especially the Jedi, like the prequel Jedi.
Yeah, I have faith. I have faith that we will eventually get there and we can get all of our Jedis and everything like that. Because, I mean, I think SH Figuarts does do some of the more obscure Jedi.
Really?
At the very least. Like,
I mean, it took the Black Series forever to get a Mace Windu.
And Mace Windu has been an SH Figuarts figure for years. It was one of the older ones. Something else that really turns me off from the SH Figuarts line is they put a lot of really awesome, iconic characters as exclusives. So that makes them even harder to get, even harder than a normal SH Figuarts is to get. Wow. Which, I mean, you can get certain SH Figuarts. Like, I do see Dragon Ball Z ones at, like, GameStop, but I never have seen a Star Wars one in real life at any particular store. But, yes, for instance, Episode 3 Anakin was a Japanese website exclusive. So the only way you were getting him was if you ordered it from that exclusive website, or you paid, like Big Bad Toy Store got him too, but they charged like $100 for him or something. Same thing with Count Dooku. Like, so certain characters, like really important characters, often get like walled off as exclusives. Oof. Which is not good. Not good. You can't be locking Count Dooku behind a paywall like that.
Black Series doesn't even have a Count Dooku.
Where is Count Dooku?
Yeah.
It'll happen soon
enough.
He'll come. It'll happen soon enough. So those are just a couple reasons why we personally don't want to get into SH Figuarts. Do you have anything else you wanted to add to that discussion?
No, I think we hit the main points. Price, budget with our current state of our lives, space, too far into the Black Series. Yeah. Can't really mix and match.
No, the character well is not as deep either. Yeah. So, of course, one of our older episodes of Figure It Out was a pretty popular episode, and it was why we stopped collecting Marvel Legends. because I used to be really into Marvel Legends, and I actually bought 2 Marvel Legends this year, as opposed to a big couple zeros from, I believe we made that video in 2017, I want to say.
Might.
Right at the height of the MCU, so we were also pretty burned out as well.
Yeah, it was like the Doctor Strange,
Yeah.
Spider-Man Homecoming era.
And you were dipping your toes into Marvel Legends. You had like the Guardians of the Galaxy, you had Pizza Spider-Man.
Yeah, I mean, I had all the Giant Man Build-A-Figure pieces.
Yep.
Like
had
all
to buy
those
that
random
Red
Guardian, Fury, or whatever.
Hey, Red Guardian's gonna be in the Black Widow
the
movie
one
now.
G.I. Joe random ass shit.
Oh
that
yeah,
was in
Nuke.
there.
I remember. I also had Giant Man. I had that whole wave as well.
I still have Pizza Spider-Man, Venom, Black Suit Spider-Man, Giant Man, and Daredevil.
Yeah.
Netflix Daredevil, of course. But
everything else went bye.
everything else, Guardians. I still have the MCU, like Black Panther, Iron Man, all those. They're in the box. I'm just waiting to sell those to someone.
It's because you're lazy.
Yeah.
Just don't want to list them. Yeah, I whittled down my Marvel Legends collection. I pretty much only collect comic book Spider-Man stuff and comic book X-Men stuff. And even the X-Men stuff, I'm doing a really great job of not jumping too far into it.
Luckily for me, I'm a big Spider-Man fan. The movies, I do enjoy the MCU, but it's just too much.
Mm-hmm.
There's too many figures. I mean, if you love Marvel Legends, good on you. And, you know, the more the merrier, if you like them. But
and Marvel Legends, from the time we made that video to, like, right now, it's like night and day. Like, they've improved so much, and they've released so many good-looking figures that I've seen that I've been like, oh,
yeah, true. So you have a harder temptation. Luckily for me, I'm just not that much into the superhero genre, especially comic book related stuff as well.
Yeah, but I feel like right now, because the 2 figures I picked up this year were Beast and Scorpion. And I feel like now that I have Scorpion, I pretty much have every classic Spider-Man villain, so I'm pretty much good on that.
Yeah.
I've got Doc Ock, Green Goblin, Sandman. I've got pretty much all of the classic essential.
Speed Demon?
Mysterio. No. So I think now that I've gotten Scorpion, it's like I don't need any more Vulture. I don't need
Shocker?
I don't have Shocker anymore because he was actually worth quite a bit of money, so I parted ways with him. Yeah, Shocker, I feel like kind of an oof. Like, maybe I kind of wish I didn't sell him, but at the same time, the figure was pretty lackluster anyway. It's kind of lame, if I'm going to be completely honest. Now I have most of the classic villains. I'm just like, yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
And Beast is just really great figure. Toe articulation, randomly.
Yep.
Stuff like that. So.
I have the best Spider-Man figures with Pizza Spider-Man, Black Suit Spider-Man.
That is true.
Love Netflix Daredevil, and I just think Giant Man is cool, so I have him.
Yeah. But, I mean, Marvel Legends definitely seems to be improving a lot, but still, just for the sake of saving money, only collecting a select few lines, Marvel Legends has been cut from our lives. And to answer the other part of your question, Fig, I don't think Jrick really has an example of this, but for me, a recent line that I got into that I've really been enjoying is the Power Rangers Lightning Collection from Hasbro. I'm a big Power Rangers fan, always have been, and I was really into the Bandai Legacy Collection that came out, a couple years ago. But those figures weren't really like show accurate. They were more so like super stylized versions. Like they were all giant and ripped and had like crazy muscles on them, which obviously in the show they don't look like that at all. They're all just like dudes in spandex suits. So, when I first started seeing reviews of White Ranger, I was like, okay, this figure looks good. And, and then one day when it was still kind of hard to get, it went up on Amazon and I ended up picking it up. And then I was like, oh yeah. Like, this is what I've been looking for. Super articulated. Probably some of the most articulated Hasbro figures ever are in the Power Rangers Lightning Collection. And, of course, you want that posability with the Power Rangers because they're always fighting. They're doing a lot of kicks, punches, jumps, all that stuff. So you want solid articulation out of them. And the Bandai figures were pretty good, but you know, they didn't have butterfly joints. And you put butterfly joints on a figure, no matter what it is, it's already a million times better.
True. I mean, I have some very miscellaneous stuff in my collection. Like, I'm a fan of the Halo Mega Blocks.
Yeah. Or the...
I like building them. Big Halo fan.
You have a few McFarlane.
Oh, the Halo figures.
Halo figures.
Yeah, and then... But I'm not, like, avidly collecting them.
Well, they also don't exist anymore, so...
But I could find them.
Yeah,
somewhere, someplace. But I don't go out of my way to collect any of those. I have one pop vinyl, just like you. The Witch.
Oh, I have 2 pop vinyls.
Whoa!
I have Swamp Thing and the Witch.
Oh, okay.
Black Phillip, technically.
But there's no other thing that I'm actively collecting at the moment other than NECA and Black Series.
Yeah.
Nothing new going on.
Which is fine. And
realm.
I pretty much jumped out of the Mezco game. I think that was just a little...
Yeah, I kind of like getting a break.
A little spout of, I want to get something new. And then I get something new and I'm like, I really like this. And then I get a couple and then I'm just like, okay, I'm good. Good for now.
I think the Black Series is just perfect because the waves are kind of few and far between.
Yeah, especially now. Not like... There was a moment, though, where it was like we were drowning.
Yeah.
But then it was also repacks, Kylo Ren.
Which is still super disappointing, but at least the waves, it gives me enough time to, like, save up. Or at least it's not just like I'm constantly buying action figures and just drowning.
Yeah, true. So, yeah, that was a line that I really am enjoying so far is the Power Rangers Lightning collection. Probably, won't go too far outside of Mighty Morphin, Zeo, that kind of thing, but really good figures. Really impressed from Hasbro. So yeah, thank you Fig Fury 79, even though we just call you Fig at this point, for the question. Of course, if you have a fan suggested topic, leave it down below. Hopefully it's about NECA or Black Series. We can't really do much else outside of that realm.
Right.
But if you don't, just drop a comment. Let's just talk about action figures in general. We love talking about them.
Of course.
Tell us why you personally like collecting SH Figuarts figures. Maybe you could convince us. Probably not, but maybe you could.
You guys are idiots.
No, none of that. If you collect SH Figuarts, like we said, we fully recognize they're probably great figures. Mm-hmm. We're just too deep.
Probably better.
We're just too deep, and I'm not selling everything.
Too deep.
Yeah, not selling my entire collection to rebuy essentially the same exact character, just a little bit better. Now, if Mezco started doing Star Wars stuff, that'd be a different story. That'll never happen.
Now, if NECA...
Don't even tease me, bro. Don't even tease me. Of course, you've been listening to Figure It Out. This is our action figure podcast talk show. Of course, if you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe if you are new. We're always talking about action figures. We talk about movies and Blu-rays as well on the channel, so if that's something you're into.
We've been trying to do more movie reviews lately.
Yep. Don't forget to smash subscribe. Ring the bell so you know when we are uploading our videos. Of course, share this video with your friends, whoever is in your life. We'd greatly appreciate it.
Of course.
I'm Nate. I've been joined with Justin.
See you guys later.
And we will see you guys next time on Out of the Basement.